Žirovnica is known as the birthplace of great figures of Slovenian culture. Prešeren, Matija Čop, Anton Janša, Fran Saleški Finžgar, and Janez Jalen. But the story of this landscape is much older. In the project Forgotten Villages of Žirovnica, we explored traces of settlements that date back thousands of years. Lipje, Selce, and Krnica. So the project began in a very local and very spontaneous way. Several years ago, the Institute for Tourism and Culture Žirovnica received the archaeological collection of the late archaeologists Janez Jalen. The collection was donated by Sonja Strasser, who wanted the object to remain in the local community where they had been discovered. For some time the collection waited quietly. Then something unexpected happened. Beneath Finžgar's birdhouse in the village Doslovce, a dry stone wall collapsed. In the soil we discovered pieces of broken pottery. Not just fragments, but kilograms of them. A former curator of the house remembered that for more than 20 years, pottery fragments would appear on the slope after heavy rain. She collected them and stored them in bags without knowing their origin. At the same time, another story came to mind. The Slovenian writer Janez Jalen, whose birthplace in the nearby village of Rodine is today a museum, described an ancient village called Krnica in his novel Vozarji. According to the local tradition, this village once stood above Doslovce before it was destroyed by a landslide. Could this story contain a grain of historical truth? These elements, the archaeological collection, pottery fragments on the hillside, and the literary story sparked the curiosity of three researchers: me, Matija Čop, Rok Humerca, and Kaja Štemberger-Flegar. So, together we began exploring whether the story of Krnica might be more than just a legend. Kaja focused on documenting and cataloging the pottery fragments. Rok began researching historical and archaeological sources about the settlements of Selce and Krnica and the landslide that may have buried the village in the 13th century. Okay, so together with filmmaker Aleš Košir, we began working with local communities. We recorded their memories and their oral local histories. Many of the most valuable clues came directly from local residents. Stories passed down through the generations and places where fragments of pottery still appear after heavy rain. Slowly, the pieces of the puzzles began to connect. The project Forgotten Villages of Žirovnica is not only about discovering ancient settlements, it is also about understanding how landscapes remember. During the research, another intriguing possibility emerged. On the hillside above the village of Rodine, we may have discovered traces of another unknown settlement. Could this be the lost village of Krnica, or perhaps another forgotten community? These are questions we hope to answer as the project continues. The results will include an exhibition, a documentary film, and a scholarly article. But perhaps the most important results is something less tangible: a renewed connection between people, landscape, and memory. Because heritage does not belong only to the past. It lives in the stories we share, the places we care for, and the questions we continue to ask. And here in Žirovnica, the landscape may still be hiding more stories waiting to be discovered.